Oh boy, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another stream here on Rangers Central as the New York Rangers have acquired Carson Soucy from the Vancouver Canucks from VCR, as Elliot Friedman said, for a third round pick. Oh, oh boy. Oh, okay. All right. They acquired Soucy for a third round pick. Um, Before we jump into everything, leave a like on your way into the live stream. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. Oh, all right. Um, all I could say, all I could say is that to simply put this, there were plenty of left shot defensemen that I would have loved for the Rangers to acquire. Carson Soucy was not one of them, to put this simply put. He is having a horrific year out in Vancouver, out in VCR right now. And they add him. He's got another year left on that deal at 3.25 million. So he's here for this year, he's here for next year. So if I'm going to say anything, at least they're buying on a guy that has term, if you want the positive there. The negatives, though, highly outweigh the positives with this one. So I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. Because people will point to the metrics from the past few seasons, and the problem with the metrics the past few seasons is he averages 17 minutes of he averaged 17 minutes and 29 seconds of ice time last year. The year prior, 16-18. The year before that, 17-40. The year prior that, 15-17. If he's playing on the third pair, sure, then fine. But this tells me that Zach Jones is definitely gone. Or if their vision is to play him next to Adam Fox, then you just acquired Ryan Lindgren 2.0, except he's taller. So if he's on the third pair, maybe it could work. Maybe. But he has to be there because if they are playing him in the top four, and if he is the solution to this team for Adam Fox's partner, I have terrible news for you because he is not that. He is not that at all. All right. So they basically turned Riley Smith though into Carson Soucy because I'm assuming the third round pick that they just acquired in the Riley Smith deal is going the other way. Either that or the Seattle one, which sure, but again, I just don't love this because you're gonna move on from Zach Jones, which makes 0 sense. Makes 0 sense at all. And you're getting like the problem is that he's either going to be on the third pair replacing Zach Jones or he's going to be in the top four replacing Ryan Lindgren. That's why I have an issue with this one. I don't get it, man. Really do not get it. No retention on Carson Soucy either. So that's that's wonderful. That's great. It's great. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Leave a like, by the way, if you haven't subscribed. Turn on your notifications because I will be live for the deadline all day tomorrow. All virtually all day tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, I'm gonna go live tonight if more stuff like this happens where there's breaking news. But I love how half the chat's just saying, "Who is this?" Oh man. Oh man. This is I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. And the thing too is that I had a feeling that they were gonna get Soucy. I can't say why. I have no reason why, but I just had this gut feeling that they were going to get Carson Soucy. Can't explain it. And hopefully not. Hopefully not. Ooh. I thought we would stay away from the physical defenseman after seeing how Trouba just went and how Brian Lindgren, who we just dumped, went, but sure. Sure. Soucy has a good plus minus. It's dash 13. I don't get it, man. Yeah, he was being sarcastic, Jacob. Thank you for the $2. Who unk is this? Or whose unk is this? I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't understand this at all. The thing that scares me is that they're going to play him on the top pair. Yeah, pretty much. Drury makes a good, makes a respectable trade, and then does this. Welcome back, Ryan Lindgren. Brother, what are we doing here? What are we even doing? I blame Mike Bartner. I don't know if he's in the chat, but I blame him because he had the tweet 40 minutes ago. It's way too quiet. Give us trades. I blame Mike Bartner for this one. He had to do this to me. He just had to. Maybe he'll be Borgen's partner. If he's Borgen's partner, then that better be the bottom pair, and they better have something good in store for Keandre Miller. Because if this is a solution to the top four, that's a problem.
No Christmas tree this time. You know what? Maybe it'll work out. Honestly, Soucy on the third pair. Why not? Right?
He has to be on the third pair.
Because if this, I've had some time to reflect since I've arrived home. I'm okay with this for now. If he's just replacing Vakanainen. If I see him on the first pair,
Nick, can I ask
I
you a
will
question?
declare that Chris Schur.
I think it's
Yes, I
maybe
muted my mic.
I think it's maybe a good thing that that last part got cut out. Nick, you do realize what team you cheer for and support, right? And watch on a nightly basis. So
Yeah.
by that standard, Carson Soucy is getting first pair of minutes with Adam Fox.
Yep.
And after his third game, he's getting a seven times $6.5 million extension.
He's gonna get the Borgen deal again.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to enjoy my Thursday night. I had Mets spring training on my TV.
Yep.
And then I get the notification that the Rangers and the magnificent Chris Drury, who can do no wrong, by the way, according to this fan base, acquires a garbage defenseman to replace a garbage defenseman that we just shipped out. And he has one more year left after this year.
Did you see what Rick Dollawall tweeted that JT Miller reached out to Carson Soucy to convince him to waive his no moving clause?
Of course he did. Friendships. I told you. Friendships over Stanley Cups. This is what this franchise does. This is and I'm not gonna disrespect JT Miller in this way, but I have to in order to make this comparison work. This is basically Jacob Trouba reaching out to get Blake Wheeler to come to the Rangers.
Pretty much.
The problem with what you said, Nick, about how you'll give the benefit of the doubt because if he's on the third pair, the problem is, one, I don't know if he's going to be on the third pair. Two, that means Zach Jones is gone.
Yeah.
Don't go saying that.
We're losing.
We know that's true, though.
I need something positive in my life right now, dude. This is just going to drive me insane.
Because if he's on the third pair, I could tolerate it. I could at least tolerate it. But how many third pair defensemen do we need here? Like, that's the problem here. They have to move Keandre Miller then, because who is playing on the second pair? Soucy's not a top four defenseman.
No, and Soucy's micro stats last year actually were not bad.
But again, that's very sheltered.
That's what I was about to say. In sheltered minutes. I really pray to God this guy's not getting more than 16, 17 minutes a night, because otherwise we are in big trouble.
Yeah, but you know what? Even last year, like, I watched a lot of Vancouver games. Even in sheltered minutes, he still wasn't great.
He's not like if there is a one-on-one rush, he is getting beat wide every single time. He's a ridiculously slow skater. He's a great penalty killer, and in the defensive zone where he doesn't have to move as much, he'll be okay. But defending against the rush, which is one of our major issues, he is going to be useless. It's like we're bad at defending against the rush, so let's just keep getting worse. And who do you think comes out of the lineup immediately? DeHaan? Or do you think they're going to take Jones out off the rip?
It's going to be Jones. They're going to take Jones out because they're trading Jones tomorrow. That's what this trade tells me. That's why
I will freak out, dude.
That's why I'm annoyed about this move more than anything, is because I know this means the writing's on the wall for Jones. I just know it. Because there's no way you make this move without saying, all right, we're trading Zach Jones tomorrow. Which, again, either way, it's a lose-lose, because if you're making this trade with the idea of trading Zach Jones, I hate it. If you're making this trade with the idea that he's a top four defenseman, I hate it even more. So,
I mean, either way, like, somebody's getting elevated into a role that they don't deserve to be in, because on daily faceoff right now, our left-handed options consist of Keandre Miller, Euro Vakanainen, Calvin DeHaan, and Carson Soucy. So one of Vakanainen or Soucy is going on the second pair. So one of them's getting top 4 minutes regardless, and we know both of them are not top four defensemen. They are lucky to be third pair defensemen, maybe should even be seventh defenseman.
The other thing that worries me, just like looking at the metrics right now, is I do wonder how much he really was a product of Seattle's system, because his metrics in Seattle were far and away better than they were in Vancouver. I'm looking at the all three zone stuff right now, and it was like not even close how much better he was in Seattle versus Vancouver.
Like, foot speed on our defense is such a problem. I don't understand why we acquired a guy with speed issues. This is the same problem I had with Borgen. Borgen as a defender is not terrible, but he can't skate. He's just slow. Like, why do we want to get slower? Why do we keep wanting to get slower?
It's the Chris Drury way.
it's so frustrating, dude. It's just like, why not just keep the 3rd round pick, dude? Use the 3rd round pick for something else.
Or just keep Ryan Lindgren. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, because that's literally what you've effectively replaced Ryan Lindgren with Ryan Lindgren. That's a little bit taller.
Thank you for the $2, Amanda. I'm a Panthers fan. Chances Kachuk comes back. Yeah, he'll be back in the playoffs probably.
I'll be back for the playoffs.
I don't have a doubt in my mind.
And enjoy Mika Rantanen tomorrow.
My biggest thing is I want to see what Vancouver Canucks fans are saying about it. Because the second I start seeing Canucks fans say "thank God," I've seen everything I need to see.
Oh, there was already one Canucks fan that tweeted on the, he commented under my post. He said thank you for taking him.
That's bad news because
Nice.
they were pissed off when Miller was gone, and they've looked right about that. So that's a problem.
Well, Miller's stat line looks great, so yeah, difference maker. I need to know just like how many times out of 100 does Chris Drury get on the phone, make these trades, and then the other line after they hang up just dies laughing. Because like I feel like this happens way more than you'd expect from a professional. Like, because this is insane how many times like we see him make a trade and we're like automatically from the jump, we're like, why? For what reason?
Does not even make sense. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense.
Like, I don't know if it was just like Riley Smith being an expiring asset or whatever, but like the return that he got for him was like, it was underwhelming compared to what you were getting on the market for everybody else. And then he turns that underwhelming return into like one of the worst, like, at least analytically, defenseman in all of hockey this season. Like,
yeah,
that is such classic Drury switch around. Like, okay, we got something decent here, and then fucking. That's unbelievable.
We turned a 2nd round pick and a 5th round pick. This is just going off what Sarah Valley tweeted. We traded Smith for Soucy and Brisson. The way I see it is we traded a 2nd and a 5th for Carson Soucy and Brennan Brisson, a former 1st round pick from 5 years ago, whose only point per game season at the collegiate level was when he was playing with Matty Beniers, Kent Johnson, and all those other freakazoids at UMich. So a nothing prospect at this point, a C-level prospect at the age of 23. Pretty much Jake Lecision in terms of just a cardio pickup, and Carson Soucy, who again maybe on the 3rd pair could be okay in the right system, but the Rangers don't have a system. So it's like I'm just far from being able to be at all impressed or happy about this. It just, and also like, are we like like I know Drury said like, all right, we want to get guys with term, in 1.5 years of this guy. Is that term? Like, come on.
It's like bringing in like a bunch of materials to build something without the actual tools necessary.
It's a log cabin made of shit.
It's like that's the thing. It's like you're just you look at these types of returns and you look at these types of that's good. You look at these types of trades that he's making. It's like, okay, like this is somebody that possibly could do well in a defensive structure, but like look who he just look where he's going. Like when you think of defensive structure, you think the New York Rangers. Am I right? That's the 100% thing that you think of.
That's the first team I think of.
Yeah, how do you easily not?
Yep.
I'm trying to find stuff that Canucks fans are saying about this trade.
Because we all know defensive structure is just scoring more goals than the other team for a decent amount of time, right?
Well, no, it's actually relying on your goaltender to bail you out for the majority of the game. And then find a way to get some bullshit.
Chris Drury has ruined Brandon Sproat Day. This is unbelievable.
Sproat Day.
I was just trying to enjoy seeing Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor hit back-to-back, and then this shit happens.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to be positive here.
Chris Drury is... I never thought I would say this about someone. He is the combination of Brody Van Wagenen and Billy Epler.
Billy
And
Epler.
Epler.
He
And that's
is.
not a
No, he
fucking
really
good-
is.
And that's not a fucking good thing.
Lord.
Oh,
I'm
God.
trying, guys. I'm trying so hard to be positive. I'm
I-
trying to
There's
pretend.
nothing to be positive about.
I'm
Nick.
trying to ACT this. I'm trying to be like positive D, and I'm trying so hard.
I pull up Saravalli's tweet that you were talking about, how they basically got Soucy and Brisson for Riley Smith, and I just see the top reply, wow, this guy's not very good at his job. That's the top reply. I see a poll rate Chris Drury's job today. Let's see what's winning. F is winning at 33%.
God. Let me
Drury, what are
let-
you
let
doing,
me-
Drury
let me guess.
disaster class?
Let me guess. Soucy was like a recurring customer at Drury's Pizzeria or some shit.
Oh, he was boys with JT Miller.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Problem solved. Got it.
Evan, can
Got
you pull
it.
up Nick's comment real quick?
This one?
Okay. This is not pants pissing over a deal for a third rounder. This is the fact that we traded a second and a fifth for Riley Smith, used what we got from Riley Smith to get a third pair defenseman who this year is, if not worse than Ryan Lindgren, the equivalent to Ryan Lindgren, who we were just liberated from and now have another year and a half of. That is the problem right now.
And could I add to this too by saying the problem is that we're donating so many assets for depth players instead of like we're trying to build this shit ass backwards. We're acquiring the depth first, and now
Riley
we're gonna
Smith
try
has
to
a
acquire...
trade tree now.
Yeah, like this is
No, but
also
like why
too,
are
like,
we acquiring the depth players first and then trying to acquire the top end talent? Like they're trying to build this ass backwards, which is
well, dude, if they're
confusing
like
me.
saying they're like
I
going
mean, they already
all
tried
in,
to build it by paying the goaltender and not going from the center up. or
well, they
center
say
back,
they're
so.
going all in and doing all this, dude. Look at a team like Tampa Bay, who's had an open cup window for a decade now, wasn't satisfied with anything, so they decided, all right, we're just gonna get Gensel, and then we're gonna trade 2 first-round picks, get Bjorkstrand and Yanni Gord back, and just be right back in the mix. Meanwhile, we made a conference final appearance, took multiple steps backwards, got JT Miller, okay, all right, yeah, cool, while out of a playoff spot, and then are dumping guys, and then using what we get from the guys we dumped to acquire poop. This is shit versus poop. This is Lindgren
Yeah.
and Soucy right now. I don't understand. I get it. It's only a third round pick, but at this point, it's just the principle of it. It's just like, all right, you traded a second and fifth
Dude.
for Smith. You couldn't recoup it. Why not just
If
keep
they
what
don't-
you did recoup? Like, just do something
If
interesting.
they don't flip DeHaan, man,
Oh, they have
take
they have
anything.
to flip.
there's
them
no
on, but-
way, right?
Ev-
Because if you
Ev-
put DeHaan and Soucy on the same fucking pair, I'm actually smashing my head into.
Evan, remember how
Something.
it was?
I don't even
This
know.
was just a couple hours ago, and we were saying, there is a way that maybe the Rangers could acquire Charlie Coyle and Brendan Carlo, and then go after Bowen Byram and Ryan McLeod, and now this maybe this little retail ain't looking that bad, and then this happens.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't care about giving up the third round pick. I truly don't. It's more just the fact that again, where is the fit here with Carson Soucy? Because if your answer is the third pair, then I don't agree with the decision to give up on Zach Jones. I just don't
It's
at all.
asset management and just overall logic. Like I just said, Riley Smith has a fucking trade tree now.
God, it's insane. It's insane.
Why? Why
I-
does he?
I don't know. I've got to go. Thank you guys for your time. I want to just one last thought. Okay. Trying to be optimistic here. I would love for the trade to work out. I just don't think it's going to work out. I think it was a waste of time. I think it's going to be a waste of a year and a half. And I hope I'm wrong, but I know I won't be. Gentlemen, have a wonderful stream, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.
See ya, Nick. Yeah, I mean, and again, sure, if he's on the third pair, the problem is what I just said. I don't agree with moving on from Zach Jones. That's my problem here. It's that I don't agree with the decision there.
They end up keeping DeHaan, bringing in Soucy to be elevated to a role that he probably shouldn't be on, and just cut bait with Zach Jones and trade him for like a fifth or something. Is this what's gonna happen? Like,
we're gonna trade a 3rd-round pick for Carson Soucy and then get a worse pick back for Zach Jones, who's the younger, cheaper, and better defenseman. Fantastic.
oh my god,
It's so funny. It's so
I don't remember if I pulled this up, but thank you again, Jay, for the
So-
$2 there.
dude,
Yes.
just. ugh.
You can't.
More defensemen who can't skate. This is so.
At this point, you either laugh or you cry.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I'm trying, Josh. I really am. I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with that being the decision there.
I am a Mets fan, and I make content about it, but I also self-loathe in the hell that is a Rangers.
Sorry
fan,
about
so-
that, Amanda. Thank you for the 2 there. Panthers would never trade for Mikko Rantanen. Looks like they're the front runner right now. I apologize though, I didn't read that before. But they're
Why would they get Rantanen? They already won a cup.
Believe
That
it or
makes no
not,
sense. I
Matt,
thought
you're
the team
muted.
was already
Oh.
the team. Every team is obviously like perfect, right? Like
Well, look,
when they
it's-
win the cup.
Well, no, because Carson, you're allowed to make multiple good runs back to back, and you're actually allowed to win multiple cups in a short amount of time.
Bullshit. Absolutely not.
You know, you don't
this
have
is the point though, Brian. It's like if they trade Zach Jones because they got Carson Soucy, then I don't agree with it because Zach Jones, I think, is a better defenseman, and you're saving more money with Zach Jones because Zach Jones, I don't think gets more than $2 million next season. Am I wrong with that?
Jacob, I completely forgot about that, but thank you for reminding me. That was so fucking funny when that happened. Oh my god.
I don't know.
This is insane.
I don't know.
And now we have a disgruntled franchise legend right now, too. I mean, this is a mess. A 34-year-old, 35-year-old Chris Kreider thinking he's the main character right now. Like, give me a break.
All I could say right now is that we have to like pray to the heavens that Carson Soucy doesn't go on a Will Borgen run down the stretch here to where he's going to get an extension over the summer.
Oh, but you already know what's gonna happen. No, actually, he doesn't even have to go on like a major run. He can have like two good games in a row, score a goal, and Chris Joy will be running with the paycheck and the contract.
So
And-
he'll give
and
him
plus-
exactly.
and
He'll
plus
give him
J-
exactly what he was going to give Lindgren.
Yeah, and then plus because JT Mill's gonna advocate for it anyway, and so that's gonna get the deal done anyway. So
Thank you for the $2, Amanda. And we were talking about earlier that Verhaeghe would probably go the other way in a Rantanen deal. It would probably be Verhaeghe. Bennett could be an option, but I think that Verhaeghe's more likely just because he's locked up long term.
Well, a defenseman is going to get moved. I mean, someone's going to get moved. Whether it's Jones or Keandre, which I don't think happens. Whether it's Dahan, who should be flipped. If friggin' Carson Soucy's going for a third, but I feel like that's just more of just the logic of Mr. Pizzeria over here.
According to a Canucks fan, he was great for them last year. Maybe he bounces back in a new situation. Which, again, it's fine if he's on the third pair, but it means Jones is gone.
Maybe he bounces back in a good defensive structure, which we don't have.
That's the other problem. I mean, Laviolette needs to go.
Yeah, Laviolette has morphed into he's morphed into just basically a product of this entire leadership group, and it's literally shown.
I don't know how Drury's gonna have another opportunity to hire another coach.
I don't know how this core gets another opportunity to get another coach. That's the crazy part about it. It's nuts. For some reason, they want to send a message, and they still continue to send the wrong message. Like it.
Ship Panarin away for Rantanen. I don't think the Rangers are doing that.
That's not happening.
Drury and Laviolette are stuck in the past. You don't play defense the way you used to. We need more guys like Jones who could skate and move the puck. Different game now. Exactly. That's why I
Dino Drury.
That's why I just don't agree with this. I just don't at all. Thank you for the $5. And yes, Rantanen when he's on his game is definitely better than Verhaeghe.
Oh yeah,
Is it possible that Rantanen just does not fit into Carolina's?
Yeah,
It's very possible.
That's a very good possibility, and even like if you were to go to Florida, for example, you're automatically upgrading with the center you play with. Because no offense to Sebastian Aho, but Alexander Barkov is way better than Sebastian Aho.
Was Mike Rupp actually said that Vegas is in on Rantanen too?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
And also Eric Carlson too. Dude,
it would be such a Vegas thing.
So who's going on LTIR now? Who's got a fake arm injury now or a fake shoulder injury?
Shea Theodore got hurt. Well, actually, I don't even think because Rantanen's salary is already cut in half. So, and then maybe I don't think Carolina would then retain again. So, yeah. Wow. But even then, I know Shea Theodore got hurt during the Four Nations. I don't know if he's played since, but
and we're also retaining, what is it, 50% for Riley Smith as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we took on all of Soucy's contract.
I had a feeling there wouldn't be any retention on that contract at all. By the way, just looking at the numbers when those two were paired together, Soucy and Borgen, over the course of over 470 minutes played together, an expected goals percentage of 47.3, an expected goals for per 60 of 2.27, and an expected goals against per 60 of 2.52.
Gabe Perreault's our only hope. Excuse me? He's our future fourth liner forever. What are you talking about? Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like trying to go through the mental gymnastics right now of this. Like, is there a plan for Soucy Borgen to be the third pair? Is there a plan for
this? This really hurts. David Pagnotta. Sharks have another trade in the works. Earlier, they were engaged in talks and separate moves, including Jake Wallman. But nope, let's get Carson Soucy, who can't skate and move the puck.
I want to know what Wallman's gonna get as a return.
So Jake Wallman gets traded in the offseason as a cap dump to San Jose. They give up nothing for him. And then he's available at the deadline again, and the Rangers decide to go get Carson Soucy. Fantastic.
I'm just trying to figure out, though, is the plan to have Soucy Borgen as the third pair? Because then trade Keandre Miller. Is the plan to have, and Schneider? I mean, Schneider should go too then at that point, especially Schneider, because he does not belong on a second pair on a winning team.
Yes, Sammy, I have watched this game, which is why he's going to be on the fourth line forever. That's how this organization works.
Thank you for the $5 again, Amanda. If the Panthers trade for Rantanen, he'd most likely sign. Would that mean Bennett's gone?
Yeah, Bennett's
probably,
gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you only make that move if he's going to sign. That's the only way you make that.
Fucking, this is bullshit. This is such bullshit.
I'm trying to think like a competent GM. I just am trying to figure out like I'm trying to be
Here, let me
positive
help
about
you,
this
let
in
me
any
help you.
way, but I can't figure out where is he playing?
Let me help you. Ready? Meat and potatoes. That
And
helps.
best friends.
Best friends, like the fucking backyardigans. This is unbelievable.
I'm trying like so hard.
Someone is getting moved, but it's like if this is their idea of replacing Lindgren and pairing with Fox when he comes back, that is yucky.
I mean, if this is the plan, then
God.
Oh my god, two of the greatest skaters I've ever seen. It's like Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan right there.
if this is the plan, then we have problems here because Carson Soucy cannot log 20 plus minutes a night. He hasn't done it in his career. I just read off the average time on ice for him throughout his career. He just can't play 20 plus minutes. I'm sorry, he can't. He hasn't done it. And until he proves he could do it, then I have to see it to believe it. And now that he got more ice time this year, he's having a down year. So I don't get it. I don't get that. I mean, we ran down how they could actually tinker this roster and potentially like dig their way out of this shithole. This was not on the list. I can tell you this was not on the list. Like if they were acquiring guys like Carlo, if they acquired someone like Byram, Wallman, defenseman like that, okay, you could start to maybe piece together this blue line a bit better, but this is just I don't get it. If their plans to play him with Fox, that's a problem. It's a very big problem.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Oh my god.
Although even though we shouldn't be surprised. We should have seen this coming. When the rumors started coming out yesterday that they were interested in Mario Ferraro and or Carson Soucy, we should have known this was happening.
You don't, Kaylee. I'm trying. I'm really trying here, but I just can't rationalize
I'm not.
it.
I'm just laughing. I can't even.
It's like not even the return again. That's an issue for me. It's like, how many third pair defensemen do we need on this roster?
Apparently a lot. Apparently like 5 of them.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Chris,
I'm sorry, but sadly, these trades that I'm seeing, it just doesn't sound like somebody who's fighting for their job. It doesn't. Like
I'm just annoyed the most that this means Zach Jones is going. That's what's pissing me off the most about this is that they're giving up on Jones. It at least feels that way.
Unless it's Keandre, because
I mean, if it is Keandre, that's fine, but like you gotta get a good return there. And again, if Soucy Borgen is the second pair, I don't love that. If they're the third pair, fine, but that's a very pricey third pair too. And then who is the second pair at that point? Because those guys need sheltered minutes.
It's one of Miller or Jones, and most likely it's Jones. Because, like, I mean, they're going to get rid of a left shot, right? So it's like...
Yeah, I mean,
Might be Dahan,
Vakanainen's
I
not
don't
coming
know.
back then. Most likely.
Yeah, Vakanainen might be...
We have... How many left shot defensemen do we have on the roster right now?
Don't we have, like... Isn't Schneider the only right shot?
Schneider and Borgen right now. And then Chad Ruedel, who was called up.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously outside of Fox, who's injured, but...
Can't forget about Chad, the ultimate depth piece.
So now they have Miller, Soucy, Vakanainen, Jones, Dahan. So they have 5 left shot defensemen on the roster now. There's got to be something to follow with this move. But like it's gonna be Jones traded though. But
does Brodzinski get moved?
It's a Jones trade and a Soucy extension. That's the moves are.
Thank you for the £5 here, High Plains.
I mean, Dahan should be getting flipped if Soucy's going for a third-round pick. But
you would hope. Mike Milbury have the worst GM trade resume in the NHL. Chris Shorey, hold my beer. Again, on the surface, this is not a bad trade. Like, if a team that needs a third pair of defenseman made this trade, I'm not batting an eye, but
yeah,
how many do we need? Because everyone that's telling me to be positive in the chat, all the answer I've heard is, well, he's going to be on the third pair. Okay, great, but who's playing in the top 4?
I think we should just go.
No, I can't. I can't.
I think we should just go 4 forwards for the top pair.
I can't even agree though with the notion that it's just a good trade. Like I've watched Soucy. Like I just there's nothing in this game that I like, especially this year.
Yeah, but if a contender made this team or made this move and got a third pair defenseman for a third round pick, we'd say, all right, well, that makes sense. Standard deadline day move. I mean, the Rangers did it with Braun, but...
So, in less than 365 days, you've given up a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth for Carson Soucy, Chad Ruedel, and Riley Smith. Sick.
And then are paying a chunk of Riley Smith's contract.
Wallman's going to the Oilers.
Oh my god. Oh, they're gonna come out of the West.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Dave Pagnotta. Sharks and Oilers have been working on a trade involving Wallman. Let's see if it gets over the finish line.
Nice, man. Nice. Fantastic. Great.
If it's similar to the return as Soucy, I might just...
No,
I'm going to crash out.
He'll get... I don't think it's just a third. He'll definitely get more, but still. I'd pay... I would rather...
That's why I said if, though. I'm telling you, if he goes for the same price or less, or just even similar, if it's like a third and a fifth, I'm going to crash out.
It's a fourth.
This is such bullshit.
Good get for Edmonton, though. They needed...
Very good get.
They needed defensemen like him badly. We might get that cup rematch.
So Edmonton's decor is going to look like... Let me pull it up. It's going to look like Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, Matthias Ekholm, Jake Wallman, Brett Kulak, and Ty Emberson or Troy Stetcher.
Not bad. Not bad at all. And then Wallman's there next year too, right?
Well, like, he's an RFA, but they'll extend him.
I thought he was signed for one more year though,
I
and then he's an RFA. I could be wrong.
don't believe I can take a look, but I don't think so. Let me see.
Yeah, he signed for another year,
Euro,
3.4.
Jones.
Yeah, and very good value for him, $3.4 million. Meanwhile, Carson Soucy's making $3.25 million. Great.
So
I'm
what you're
like
saying
actually
is-
shaking thinking about this return being similar to Soucy's. I I'll crash out.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah, but as we've seen in the past, when you put a good blue line in front of your goalie, does not matter. Are they shopping quick? Not that we've heard, which I mean, they should explore shopping quick because one, I want him to get a chance at winning a cup one more time. And on top of that, I mean, give Garang games. Like you have to at some point. All the rumored guys on Buffalo are playing tonight. That's weird. I mean, they're not going to scratch like 4 players, so I guess no deal's close enough. Yeah, Jones is going to get traded tomorrow. MJ have accepted it. Now I want to wait and see what that return's going to be for Wallman.
Now I want to cry.
I don't know if Anthony's watching the live stream, but he replied to my tweet saying they're 2 different kinds of defensemen, and I was, yeah, one's good,
One's good,
talented.
one's shit.
One could log top 4 minutes.
One can move the puck and skate.
Someone brought up that maybe what they're going to do is have Soucy and Borgen as the second pair, put Miller and Fox together, and then just throw it in a blender for the third pair.
Oh no.
We're going to
No.
the first game back from the deadline is going to have Chad Ruedel in it. It's going to have Chad Ruedel in the line in the blender, and Zach Jones is going to get traded to like Carolina or something.
Don't even joke about that. The thought of Zach Jones
You know
going
what?
freaking
You know what? I
scares me.
can't lie. I was
I don't
about
think
to.
I
You know,
have to,
Evan, I was about to say that if I'm fucking Florida, I'm trading for Zach Jones
The thought of that terrifies me.
because Florida would in that system, Zach Jones would turn into a monster. He'd basically be like a mini Gustav Forsling for them. I'm telling you. And he would fit right on their third pair left shot because I'm sure that they would rather play him over Nate Schmidt.
Wallman's been informed he's being traded to Edmonton. There might be a small caveat that holds it up, but assuming that smooth out, this should get finalized. According to Pagnota.
This is gonna hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you hope is not what reality is.
I can't wait for it to take an hour to get the return. NHL
Ironing
insiders
out the
at
details.
Lots of moving parts.
Ironing out the details. One more hurdle to cross.
It's at the 1 yard line.
Or possibly at the 2. Who knows?
I'll just never forget Martino when he was just talking about how something was at like the 10-yard line, and then he was just like, yeah, but things could be intercepted at the 10-yard line and go the other way. Like, you fucking dumbass.
That's
Instead
called
of
when
admitting
Derek
that he
Carr
was
is your
wrong.
quarterback.
Because he can't just admit he was
Saw
wrong
that
about
shit
something.
for 9 years. Chris Drury, you're How do you respond, Pizza Man?
Yeah, we're informing all the parties involved.
Is FedEx still hiring?
I don't know.
Fuck it. I don't even want Chris Drury delivering my packages. You probably fucking send them to the wrong address.
He'd send my pepperoni, my large pepperoni for a second round pick to the wrong fucking. And Edwin Diaz is looking like shit right now. Great. I'll pretend I don't see it. All right.
I don't know if the Islanders are going to move those guys, MJ. I really don't.
Watch, guys. Jury's
I
watching
feel
this shit.
I'm like
Ooh,
convinced.
I'm so scared.
I'm like convinced he is at this point. It's just like, you know what? I want him. I want these guys pissed off. I'm just gonna do the opposite of what they want.
Hey, listen, if he is.
Yeah, fuck you.
Just gonna whip my phone across my room when it's future considerations for Jake Wallman. Sure, he got it out for me.
A player to be named later.
What?
Can we please just get the return on Wallman? future considerations and a 7th-round pick. I wonder if Drury walks out the room feeling like hot shit after closing the deal on Soucy. Yeah, there must have been a lot of handshakes in that war room after that trade. Like, fuck yes, we got our guy.
Yeah, he did the JD pump fist like when they traded up to get fucking Braden Schneider.
When he called him next Victor Hedman.
Wallman is indeed going to Edmonton. The return is naked for a but shadow of a first-round pick going to San Jose. I mean, yeah, that was expected.
Wait, what is?
First-round pick.
All right.
Still,
Thank God the return was not similar. I would have crashed out so bad if the return was similar.
I still would have fucking done it.
Oh, I would have done it too, but I'm so thankful.
Great work by Mike Greer, though, to get him as a cap dump, gave up nothing, and then get a first-round pick back for him.
Yeah, I got a 2nd and a 5th, or a 2nd and a 1st. I meant now, right?
Yeah. Weird. Almost like what Chris Drury should have done with Will Borgen.
He's been good for us, you nerd.
Thank you for the $2, James. Hopefully
God.
this does not happen because that would get me to crash out. That would get me to crash out for sure.
Trevor Zegras.
The great Trevor Zegras, the great trick shot merchant.
You can go to MSG2 and watch a trick shot merchant perform the almighty Michigan.
I know I shouldn't have said that I don't want Zegras. You know what? Drury, get Zegras. Would love him.
And all you have to pay is $150 a ticket.
Oh. Borgen was good for 6 games, exactly. Forever and always.
Jury saw how the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic for AD. My best that he trades Adam Fox or Artemi Panarin for Trevor Zegras.
The Book of Nico.
Do you mean your complaint is that you haven't heard that this deal is wolf shit and that this is worthy of being called a wolf shit deal? Because sure, it's wolf shit. Phase Zegras.
Phase Zegras.
With his playoff performance on roster terminal. Yeah, no, Phase Zegras is gonna go crazy in the playoffs on Nuketown.
He's gonna be streaming like when fucking Blake Snell found out today, or when the announcement that he signed with the Dodgers. Fucking streaming, playing Black Ops.
Zegras trying to hit it. 360 Michigan.
Fucking Trevor Zegras and Chris Kreider on the same line. That'd be sick, right? God. Yeah, man. Wow.
How did Drury get his job? It's amazing what could happen when you're a former captain of this team.
Nepotism. That's how anybody in this fucking organization gets a job. It's a boys' club.
I want to end this stream, but it's like almost afraid to because I just know.
That something worse is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just like inevitable, right?
Yeah. Zach Jones is gonna get traded tonight.
I'll go for a few more minutes.
Dude, if they move Zach Jones and Chris Kreider still here.
Anything on Mikko Rantanen? So far, not really. He's probably getting moved tomorrow. That's really about it. We don't know where because, as Darren Drager put it, there's interest. We don't know the teams, but there's interest.
We don't know the teams or if he is getting traded or not, but we know that, he exists. That is what we call dynamite reporting.
Gotta love NHL insiders.
Journalism in 2025.
Yep.
Me too, Jacob. Me too.
See, we got a little too creative.
Yeah, we got a little too positive.
And then we got a nice little slap in the face of reality.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. So we'll go live again if anything else breaks, which I'm terrified to know what that could be if that does happen. Hopefully it's with another team, so I don't have to worry about Chris Drury doing anything stupid. But we'll wrap it up here and go live. Like I said, tomorrow's the deadline stream running all day. So for everyone that wants to check that out, just turn on your notifications so you know when we go live for that tomorrow. Leave a like on this one if you haven't, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.